What's up, Melanated family? This is your brother Harrison, man. This is a brand new episode of the Melanated Convo podcast. I'm happy to be back for another week. And like I said, man, I'm going to keep hitting y'all with these guests, family. I reached out to everybody on the internet some weeks ago asking people, did they know somebody that would be interesting to have on the show, asking if they knew artists, entertainers, anybody that can inspire us as well as have a good conversation. Talking now to a brother from St. Louis. He gonna tell y'all his story in a minute, but this is a brother who's a director of cinematography. So he shoots videos, he do photographs, and really, when we done, I'm gonna give y'all the link to his website. But the brother do good work. He's on a positive mission to change his environment through photography and just getting it in. You know what I mean? Which is extremely important to me, family. So I want everybody to welcome on the Melanated Convo podcast, Paparazzi. How you doing, family?
Man, I'm doing good, bro. Appreciate the opportunity.
Definitely. So, like we was talking about before we started, bro, it's just really important to me for us to get our voice out, for us to know, like for young dudes out there who in the street, young dudes out there who think they don't have a way. It's a lot of men out here who ain't playing basketball, who ain't on no athletic shit, but they're figuring out a way to get to it. And there's so many different avenues you can take to get some legal bread. And we're gonna talk about that today.
Absolutely.
Definitely. So first, like I always do on my show, I want to take everybody back, like to the beginning and where you was raised and all that. So tell everybody where you were raised, bro.
Well, I mean, I was born and raised in Montgomery County, Maryland, DMV area, a little town called Olney.
Hmm.
Um, it was me, my little brother. I had an older brother as well. My mom and my pops. I was the first person in my family born in Maryland, so it wasn't like everybody that we had cousins and aunties and uncles. All my family was from Birmingham, Alabama, Detroit, Michigan. You know what I'm saying? Place that, I would visit, but I ain't never lived there. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, it was different. We lived like, I guess you could call it like the back roads. You know what I'm saying? Like it was borderline country where we was at. You know what I'm saying? But growing up, to be honest, I couldn't stand it. I couldn't wait to get away from that. I couldn't wait to go down south, be with my family. Any opportunity I could run to get down there or to just be with family. I think it was more of that than even the environment. Like I think if I had my family up there, I probably would have appreciated it more as a child. But like it was an amazing place looking back at it now as an adult. Like it was a place that really you got an opportunity to really be a kid. You know what I'm saying? You got to grow up, you got to play sports, you got to get real, genuine experiences that you could live through, you know what I'm saying, and not necessarily take a L that'll cost you the rest of your life or even your life. You know what I'm saying? For a period of time. You know what I'm saying? As a child, we got older, things kind of changed up, but as we already know in life, nothing stays the same. So I
Real talk.
appreciate growing up out there, man.
Wait, so you saying the area you grew up in, was it more like a country vibe? Was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying, man. To be honest, the Underground Railroad came through my little town. You know what I'm saying? Like they still got some of the structures and things of that nature up now. Some of the families that live out there, like some of the original families, got their land straight out of slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of history back there too. You know what I'm saying? But in the time frame we was growing up, it was kind of rural, so everything was kind of spread out in the little town. You had little sections out there that like you just have to hike. Ain't want no bus system like that out there. It wasn't mass transportation, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Like we really was huffing it everywhere we needed to go. You know what I'm saying? So it was cool. It built a lot of character. You know what I'm saying? We running through the woods, you know what I'm saying, going through the creek, flipping over rocks, getting animals from up under there, taking them back to the crib, seeing if we could try to keep them alive. You know what I'm saying? Like all type of different things, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a real blessing.
Damn.
Like I'll tell you, like for instance, like where I grew up at specifically, on one of my neighbors, the neighbor to the right of me, they had like the X Games, like in the 80s. They had a half pipe like probably like 2.5 stories tall. You know what I'm saying? Like, and cats from all over the East Coast would come to literally like my next door neighbor backyard. We sit there on the fence while I'm telling you they doing all type of tricks and flipping. And you like,
Damn.
damn, this is crazy. Like this is before the accident. This is way before like any of that stuff was like really, where it is now, where they getting medals and all of that stuff. It was just like you break your neck, well, that's it. I hope you got insurance. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, dang, man, these cats is really like flipping bikes and skateboards and you know what I'm saying, doing all type of crazy stuff. That's on one side. Then on the other side, my neighbors, they had like a grunge rock band. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So they were older than us, so we get out of school and they be in the garage banging and playing guitars and all of that. Like, damn, this is crazy. Like, they're really going at it. They going for it. You know what I'm saying? So I was one of the kids that grew up, you know what I'm saying? Like, we listened to NWA and Nirvana. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, it was a mix of a little bit of everything. Like, it wasn't just one culture. Like, like in our elementary school. What it was more than you count the amount of black people in one hand. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? I got called nigger in elementary school. Not nigga,
Mm.
nigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you go through those phases in life where it's like it's interesting because you grew up around all white people. You tend to talk like them. So when you go down south to be with the other people, then you're from the East Coast, so you're a Yankee. So it's like, just trying to find your place. Like it's like for a long
Mm.
time, you just trying to figure it out, and blessed,
Mm.
for my parents, you know what I'm saying? They kept us in sports. They kept us involved in like church, choir, like different organizations. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Just try to put us in different things and make it stick. So we always knew people from everywhere. You know what I'm saying? That
That's
was one of
dope.
the blessings about the folks that I had. It wasn't just like they just had us out there and just stuck us in the woods somewhere. It was like, nah, we still gonna take y'all around, let you know. You're gonna know your family, you're gonna know where you came from, and you're gonna know
Mhm.
what's going on out here too. We're gonna put you in different events to allow you to assimilate and meet other people. So
That's
that was
dope.
pretty dope, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I wouldn't trade growing up where I grew up at for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm.
appreciate it more now than ever. So it's
Damn.
dope, man. Another side of the DMV a lot of people don't really hear about for real.
That's you know what? That's it's always interesting to me when I hear of black men and women who had to grow up basically in environments that wasn't as hood as some other people. So you got white kids, you got all these kids from other places, and of course, shit, we can't front. We in America, so there's gonna be some racism involved in that always, right? And
Right.
and and I'm always hopeful that the parents involved equip their kids, like just let them know what they looking at. Give
Let
them
me
some
tell you, man,
history.
in elementary school, I'm in maybe first grade. My little brother and he in kindergarten. They had to get an NAACP to come through and found out they were systematically the few little black kids they did have up in there. They were systematically routing us to fail
Mm.
and holding us back. Like I'm not a big man now. Like my first grade teacher tried to hold me back because I was short. Not
Hmm.
because I didn't know the information, the knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Just because I wasn't as tall as other kids. Like, what type of situation is that? You know what I'm saying? But literally, like the NAACP had to come through, and it was a big deal. It was on the news and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah,
Damn.
they found out they was trying to hold us back as a people. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So yeah, like, and not just that. Like, well, my parents they grew up like firsthand civil rights movement in Birmingham. Like you could, from my grandmother's porch, you could see where they were shooting the women and men, children with the hose pipes and stuff. Like right there,
Damn.
sidewalk burning crosses like neighbors' yards. You know what I'm saying? Like
Damn.
they really went through that. So it was like I'm a first. It's crazy. It's 17 years between me and my older brother, 17 months between me and my younger brother. So it's like my parents like really like, to be honest, like my grandparent, like most of my friends' grandparents' age. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So I went straight from parents that came from that, and then I was raised and born in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So living through that era, you know what I'm saying, in the 90s and seeing all of that. We were like the last generation really be outside before the internet and all of that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So I got to see the best of both worlds. Because now we're in this futuristic world where the social media powers real life
Mm-hmm.
almost. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
They showing the hell do.
Everything kind of reversed. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty dope, man, when you go and take a look at the whole picture and just get to live long enough to correct your mistakes and try to not just better yourself, but better those around you and the environment. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of good energy out here still, too.
It is. You just got it's a good thing you said that, bro, because you just got to find it. Like sometimes in the you watching, looking at things on social media, looking at what happens to us on the internet, be
Man,
you have to siphon through these things. Like you got to check and make sure stuff is real. You have to at times, bro, because I'm doing what I do, so I have to be in the know of what's happening.
right,
But at times, I got to protect my energy too. So I'm gonna sometime I'll divert from watching something about social justice and what we go through to making sure I laugh, making sure I
right.
have fun. Like I have to balance the shit so you don't get too depressed or too, because there's a lot of shit going on. If you care,
Oh,
it's a
yeah,
lot of stuff going on, and it can make you feel like, damn, is it any hope? Is it gonna be, you know what I mean? So you gotta like find silver linings of hope. That's why I do what I do, because I know it's a lot of us out here that give a shit. I know it's a lot of us out here that's grinding and trying to figure it out. We ain't all criminals, we ain't all deadbeat dads. Like all these stereotypes is bullshit. And I'm happy I'm able to actually speak to brothers like you to convey all this. Now, you said something that was important that I'm catching here. So you grew up with your moms and your pops.
oh, yeah. Yeah, they
Hmm.
still alive now, man. Been married over
Damn.
50 some years, man. Like I
Damn.
done seen the real, like when I say if God is the hand, they like his fingers. You know what I'm
Woo.
saying? Like just to be that real. Like they're like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just like I had to tell them just I'm damn thankful that they still around. Like it's crazy. My pops growing up seemed like the meanest man ever, you know, and just would never want us to have no fun and never. But now he's like my best friend. Like I can chop it up with him about any and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like and moms is just that's moms. You know what I'm saying? Like they like never change. Like out of all the different people that you go through in life and to actually meet some folks and especially seeing what some of my peers had to go through with they folks. Like
Mm-hmm.
everybody's parents don't always set you up to be successful. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like it doesn't. Fortunately, life don't work like that. But
Mm-hmm.
that's one of the reasons why I feel the task that I have to do something great. I can't just be normal. Can't just sit back and just let life dictate to me whatever it wants to do. Cause my folks sacrificed. They did everything. They came up from the slums and got up out of there in Birmingham, Alabama, and moved to DC, and then got up out of DC and then ended up moving to Montgomery County. And by the time me and my little bro came along, they was situation was like, man, we can raise some kids comfortably.
Man, that's
You know what
you
I'm
know what,
saying?
bro?
Like they gave us the full play by
Mm-hmm.
play. Like all I had to do is look at their life and see what they did.
There you go.
You know what I'm
That's how it's
saying?
supposed to be, paparazzi. And I always tell people, I know the media paints our community in a bad light when it comes to parenting and fatherhood and all that. But on some real shit, regardless of the race you are, men just really need to be in their kid's life. Now, I get it sometimes, and I'm a part of this too, where you will have a kid with a woman and it don't work out, and or it wasn't like a solid relationship, but a kid came like a kid came to the world from that union, and you can still be a good father and be there in your kid's life. Like I'm not saying that at all, but we need to get back to trying our best to have two-parent homes. Now again, it ain't always easy.
Oh
Sometimes you
nah.
don't set it up that
But
way, but that I'm not gonna front like that shouldn't be the goal. I got 5 kids. My youngest kid is the only one I've had the opportunity, paparazzi, to be in the house with every day. Like me and his mom still together. I'm in the house with him every day. I'm not gonna front like I don't see the difference. My four
yeah,
older
that's what I'm
kids,
about to ask. Do you see a difference? Do you see a change?
good question, brother. So here's the thing. My 4 older kids, granted, I was a little bit younger. I would get them on the weekends, sometimes throughout the week. I'm still talking to them during the week. Like we got a relationship.
Yeah,
But
but you're not there every day.
ain't nothing like being in the home when something happens. Now, something can happen in the house, and the mama can call you. Hey, your son tripping at school. Can you come over here after work? Ain't shit like something happening and you
And you're
being
right
right there
there to address it. It makes a difference.
and the bond. To me, you closer to any person you live with.
You're
no,
right.
no matter who the
Regardless
person
of
is.
what you want to say, yeah, you got to go through all the good and the bad.
Whoever you live in the house with, you inherently is gonna be a little close. So me, even doing all this shit now, I'm like, damn, I fucked up. Like even my kids, we have a relationship. It ain't one day since all of them been born that I ain't tried my hardest. But even that, I'm paying child support for 3 households. My 4 kids that don't live with me is by 2 different women. So in essence, I'm providing for 3
3
households.
different households, and it thins out everything else. Everything
It
thins
thins
out.
out everything. Even
Yeah,
if you try hard, even if you love them, even if you do whatever you can. So I'm like, man, I gotta preach what I fucking know. And the kid, because the caveat is you could be in the house with your kid, with a woman you love, and it's still gonna be problems. It's
right.
still gonna be shit y'all gotta overcome. When you add in an extra layer of they live 20 minutes away, an hour away. I know brothers who have to deal with their kid living in a different state. I'm like,
Man,
yeah, we gotta like recontextualize how we relate because then we black. So I got a kid, single, he got a mom, we not together. Let's say his mom live in the hood. Let's say I don't live in the hood. This creates a
now you got
divide
to go
too.
through 2 different scenarios in
See
life, like what's normal.
what the fuck is normal? When I go to my pop's house for the weekend, they doing it.
And
House
I
fat.
come back to poverty, and mom's struggling, and
Come on
we
now.
struggling, and
Come on now.
that breeds resentment too. You
Come
know
on
what I'm
now.
saying? It's
They
like,
gonna
man, especially if pops got other kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, he over there playing daddy, and I'm sitting over here like, what? Like, come on, man. Like, I can't say I personally done seen it, but like in my household, but like watching what my folks have been through and my friends and peers and things of that nature is rough. Some things like, not having a daddy in the house, like, it can change the trajectory of your life to make it where instead of you going to school, like you're gonna always look for a father figure. It's
you know what I
always
mean?
gonna. That's just it's part of our human nature. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, if it's in the house and it's a good, because sometimes you got a father in the house and don't even mean to nothing. They're not part of anything. They're just not there.
They just a
You know what I'm
presence, but
saying?
they
So
provide, but they ain't even talking to you. That so I say 2-parent home, but you still gotta interact with your kids. You still gotta try hard. Cause I know dudes who they tell me, bro, you be talking about this 2-parent home shit, but my dad was in my house and he was drunk all the time. He was in my
right,
house, but he was always in the room. He was always in the bathroom. He was never there. He was cheating on my mom, and I had to see it. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
it's like a process that all of us have to care about. But bro, I just look at how a lot of these young dudes in our community treat each other. I look at hip hop, which I love hip hop. Always gonna love hip hop. I don't care what nobody say, but
Absolutely.
I can't act like I don't see what's going on. I can't act like I don't see these little niggas killing each other. And I gotta say, oh, okay. I always think, okay, how many of them had a solid 2-parent home? Because if you had a solid 2-parent home and you made sure you went to the hood to do some bullshit, you're just an idiot and a follower. And that's a different conversation. But a lot of these dudes, because my situation growing up, single mom, my dad died when I was 8. My shit was kind of bad. But I knew dudes, paparazzi, who they went in their refrigerator. Their mom was on drugs. They would go in the refrigerator. It's just baking soda in there. It's just butter in there. But outside, the 13-year-old, 14-year-old dudes, they got nice shoes on and they got on a chain and they smelling good. And one day you're gonna say, how you get that?
Right.
He gonna tell you how he got it. And he gonna show you how he ain't showing you the jail shit, but he's showing you the hand to hand how easy it is.
Right.
Most young men is gonna say,
Give me a part of that.
I'm actually
I need
hungry
it in
right
there.
now. How can I be down? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
mean, and nowadays that hand to hand transaction got replaced with social media. It's like as long as you can put out there the facade of, you can put the facade out of whoever you want to be, and if that's what people see, that's what they're gonna take you as.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't care, it matter who the person is in real life. People are getting all types of endorsement deals and everything based upon the image that they portray online. You know what I'm
That's very
saying?
true. That's
So,
dangerous, but that's true.
oh, it's extremely dangerous in the wrong hands. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm.
like, I mean, it's like a tool, any type of tool that you have out here, man. Like a gun is a tool. You know what I'm saying? However, in the wrong hands, you know what I'm saying, it's taking innocent lives. In the right hands, it's bringing home food or protecting the family.
Ain't
You
that
know
the
what I'm
truth, bro?
saying? So
Yeah.
it's about how you use the tools, and I feel like, you know, in life, even with hip hop, like being an '80s baby and watching the different stages of hip hop, like we used to have different branches of it. You used to have your conscientious, you used to have your hardcore, you used to have your, you know what I'm saying, your pimped out cats. You used to have your West Coast, your East Coast, your down south. Now everybody sounds the same. Everybody talking about the same thing. You got cats that'll go on record that'll be like, yeah, I don't do the drugs, but my music caters to it. But I don't even want to tell people that I don't do drugs anymore because I don't want to have people look at me different and think like my music is less hard because I'm not advertising that situation.
What kind of shit is that?
It's like, and
Man,
it's just sad, man, because it's like, you know, like ain't no more real role model. Nobody wants to be a role model anymore.
nobody wants to be a
But
role model.
they'll take your money. They'll gladly, you know what I'm saying, gladly take that cash app, that donation, that payment, you know what I'm saying. But at the
Mm-hmm.
end of the day, they don't want to, you know, have the responsibilities. And I understand, like it's rough, you know what I'm saying, like having responsibilities of trying to make those around you better. But you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, it's like it's necessary. It's like it's the reason why our culture keeps getting left behind everybody else. People can come over here and keep leapfrogging us because they together.
All the
We
time.
sit there in competition over scraps. For what?
Over scraps, and we gotta, and I've dedicated myself to doing what I'm doing, all the sacrifices that come with it, because I'm a big advocate of history, and I understand the people that came before us, a lot of them, when we talking Martin, Malcolm, Medgar Evers, these are men who died in their 30s. They died in their 30s, and they could have chose a different path. They could have just been preachers and shut their mouth. They could have just went
Right.
and got a job and shut their mouth. But things wouldn't have happened for us. We got a long way to go, but things have changed to a degree, even if it's just the perception of things because of people who came before us. So I'm choosing to be that change opposed to going through with the bullshit. But you see how I look. I'm not gonna stop being
And
me.
even with that, I was about to say, you mentioned Martin and Malcolm and them, and you know, like I'll say our generation, we had Tupac and Biggie. You know what I'm saying? This next generation, I look at right now, that you got, we had Nip and Dolph. They got killed not being in the places where they could have been comfortable. It was back at the crib,
Back at the crib.
taking care of people, taking care of people, literally taking care of people. Got killed doing that. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? Like, you know, we don't value, and I'll say this even with the music, like they weren't. People was probably dealing with them and messing with them, but they weren't really taking the time to really find out who they were
Mm-mm.
before they passed.
Mm-mm.
Otherwise, it would have been way more. People would have felt way more inclined to protect them.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yep.
nah, you don't even need to be around. Like, even if you come around, like, look, let us go get that for you. We got
Yep.
that. You just do what you got to do. You know, like, be Obama type protection, Secret
Mm-hmm.
Service. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Because he's a. You're not gonna be able to get the things that they were putting into the community back.
Very true. Very
You know
true.
what I'm
And
saying? So we got to be careful with those people that do have good, solid plans and that are building up our community,
mhm.
and protect them and keep them safe. Even if they are back home, you shouldn't have to worry about getting killed going back to the crib.
Yep, and these are people who are killing them that know them all the time. It's the nigga who know them, and for whatever you can pick
Been
the
around
reason,
you.
jealousy, hired by the government, hating on you because they seen you from the beginning. So it's more bothersome when you knew this dude when he didn't have money. You used to chill with him and smoke
Oh, it's
with
cool if you on the same level. Don't
him.
let me
Yeah.
get up here, cause yeah, I might need to clip your legs out, bro.
I might need to clip your legs out
You
just
know what I'm
because I ain't got
saying?
nothing. You know what I mean?
Just because you got a little bit, you gonna leave me.
You gonna
You
leave
gonna
me.
like what? Like what? I don't know. I never understood that. Like why just because somebody come up, do you feel like they gotta leave you? Now, granted, like if you're not doing anything that's garnishing, a situation that can help, you're just sitting there waiting. Don't nothing come to somebody's sleep but dreams.
That's
You know what I'm
it.
saying? So if you're putting in work and putting in effort, somebody gonna recognize that, especially if it's somebody that's close to you.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna know the difference. They gonna be like, hey, bro, I see the work you put in, man. Come on, I got a bag. You know what I'm saying? I can't make you necessarily straight rich, but if you put in the work, man, I can give you the same opportunities I had.
Mm-hmm.
We all got 24 hours a day, and that's
All of them.
better than what them last four gentlemen we just spoke on have right now.
Ain't that the truth, bro? Ain't that the truth? So I want to get into real quick your photography. Now talk to me, how did you even start taking pictures? Like what made you grab the camera and say, not only am I just gonna take pictures of the people around me, but I'm gonna try to like make a career out of this?
Man, well, I mean, it's first time. Well, we used to play with cameras all the time back in the day. Like my homeboy would, like on a snow day, would come by, and what he would do, we would play the record, show you how long ago it was, and we played like Sugar Hill Gang, for instance. One day it was crazy. That's how I remember this. Like Rappers Delight,
Hmm.
and we went through the whole house, rapping the song and playing and just making different scenes in every room and everything. And then my boy took the video home, and then he came back the next day and put it to like Master P, make him say or something like that. So it was like all our same actions, but the way he chopped it up, it looked like it was going to the Master P video. I'm like, whoa, that's kind of crazy, bro. You can do that, like for real. So we would take that tape, and me and my brother, it was the first and only time we were ever in class together. We would take that tape before class would start. We was in Spanish class, and we popped that joint in the VCR back in the day and play it for the people in the school. And they
Hmm.
used to geek off it, man, to the point where a teacher come in, she'd be all mad because everybody be gathered about the TV. But it was just like, it was a blessing, you know what I'm saying? Like to actually capture a moment and make it last forever. So
Hmm.
fast forward later on, we started rapping, doing music. Um, and then my boy just came to the neighborhood one day with a video on his computer, and him and his girl shot it, and I was like, whoa, like you actually put together a music video. Like I always wrote my music with the premonition I wanted to shoot videos, but
Hmm.
like he actually came to the neighborhood and had a video shot. He's like, yeah, me and my girl did it. I'm like, what? Oh yeah, I need one of those. We need to do that. And the next week we had our first video out.
Hmm.
And then we shot another one. We went all through DC, like before it got really gentrified all the way. Like it
Hmm.
was so many different spots that they don't even exist anymore. And then like maybe like a month later, I moved to St. Louis, and my boy ended up losing all the footage from that second video. I was like, oh, oh my gosh, man. Like you can't find that stuff anymore, bro. But it taught me a valuable lesson too. Always have hard drives on top of hard drives, on top of hard drives, and back everything up, because you never know when you might need something. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? But I mean, just that, what watching him do that video and watching us put the video out, and then shooting the second one and not getting a chance to put that one out, then moving to St. Louis. My girl at the time, she's my wife now, she was going through my phone and saw the pictures when I used to work in DC. I used to just take pictures on the metro train, or when I'm downtown, the monument, all type of stuff. So she saw these pictures of like downtown DC. So for Christmas, she bought me a digital camera, and she
Hmm.
bought me that junk. That was like my first actual like real camera like that I own myself. And then it was just like from there, my neighbor, he was I was telling him, he was in recording in studio, stuff like that. I was telling him, like, man, I got a camera. I can shoot video. I just don't know how to edit it. He's like, you need to get a Mac. I'm like, okay. Well, I don't really deal with computers like that, but I'll go get a Mac. So when I get a Mac, got to learn all the green and yellow and red dots and all this Mac jargon, and just learning that, and just the learning curve. If you looked at it, it seems so steep, but I just love doing it. It just felt like it was so many things I wanted to do, and it was so many things like I just needed to learn. But it was just like it was the first thing I ever did that it was like I enjoyed all of it. I enjoyed the science behind it. I enjoyed the math behind it. I enjoyed, the ups and downs, like everything about it. I just loved it. And when my brother passed, it was like I had just seen him like maybe 2 weeks before that happened, and was putting my camera all in his face, watching burn cheeseburgers on the grill, like, you know what I'm saying, to have all type of fun. We had a family reunion. So it was like when he passed, he was living in Maryland, I was living in St. Louis, and it was like, and I had just been out there for about a year. So I still was getting acclimated to living out there, but it was like when he passed, I could take those videos and watch him burning burgers and acting a fool. And it was like he never went anywhere. Like he never went anywhere at all. Like it was so clear and so crystal. I could hear him laughing. I could see him laughing. You know what I'm saying? So it helped me kind of to deal with that, and also taught me the importance of capturing those moments and making them last forever. Because I mean, like, some things you don't get back. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you got the video of it, you can at least, get that visualization, and watch it over and over again, and watch whenever you need to pick me up, or a reminder just of the good times. You know what I'm saying? So I know how important that can be. Just like watching the TMZs, I don't even hate on them, but just watching a lot of just bloggers and things of that nature, where they really want to take advantage of the hardships and the downfalls, and like we just live in life, you just see that so much. I don't want to scroll and see that, or even I don't want to see it on none of my screens. I want to see some good things.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's about, man.
Definitely. You know what? It's funny you say that, because that always came into my mind. Like when I see paparazzis, when I see celebrities pass, or an actor, or even a musician, I'll be like, damn, if I like the person, I'm always down. Like, that's fucked up. I'm sure the family's going through it. But then it always hits me like, damn, his kids is going to be able to see him on camera for the rest of their life.
Right.
If you do a lot of things on camera, and you, for whatever reason, you're not here no more, your kids, your grandkids, they want to hear
Everybody
your
can
voice.
relive that.
They can relive it, because my mom passed away when I was 19. And the biggest thing I think about, because I'm settled now, so I think about her and I smile. It's all good now. But the biggest thing I'll be thinking is, damn, I wish I can hear her voice again.
Right.
I wish I can hear her laugh again. I wish I can see her face expression when something happened. So that was important for me to bring that up, because you took that incident and you said, okay, that's like a light bulb moment where, you know what, this is capturing moments is important. And you said another big thing, paparazzi, that I want everybody to take in, that is trying to do something that's creative, or trying to do something that requires just using like your intellectual property. You gotta do shit you love. When you mention, because I recall everything I'm doing, I recall downloading a program or something I gotta use, and as soon as it pop up, I'm like, what the fuck is all this?
Right. Like,
what is all this?
What's the zip drive? Like, I don't know none of this. I was a kid that went outside. You know what I'm saying? I ain't playing no computers and stuff like that.
But if you love what you're doing, it don't even feel like work. It don't even feel like something difficult to figure out. You just get it done. You know what I mean?
Do it.
You're gonna do it. So people have to find like that's something that they love. They always say, if you love it, if you love what you do, you're not working a day in your life. Or if you love what you do, it's never gonna feel like work. This is absolutely true. Like I can't lie to nobody. That's absolutely true. Of course, you want to be known for it. You want to make a lot of money for that shit. Like you want all that, but the antithesis, the beginning,
I
just
was
started
doing
with
it for
you liking
free.
it. You would that's
I was
you
doing
gotta
it for
be
free, man.
yeah.
I just love to do it. It was just
Mm-hmm.
like it wasn't something that nobody had to tell me to do. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? It was just something that I love to do. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
Mm-hmm.
like so even the name Paparazzi, I got that name being in my baby shower. I was running around with a camera. Wife's best friend, she's like, damn, paparazzi. I'm like, you know what? I like that. Okay, I like that. Like, you know, just rock with it. You know, Speelburg came for me shooting my first music video for some when I shot my first video for somebody, and I gave it to him, and his wife looked at it, and he was just like, "All right, Spielberg." You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all stuff that like people just gave me, just organically,
The
just doing what I
universe.
love to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's just like I'm blessed to be able to do what I love to do because I know what it's like to have to do what you have to do.
Ain't that
You
the
know
truth?
what I'm saying?
Because
Like
I
for
know people
real.
all the time, bro, who even to today, people I know who get off work and can't stand their job. They get off work and all they can talk about is that boss they hate, something they had to do with a customer. And I'm not hating it or I'm not speaking no shit about them because you got to do what you got to do, like
Right.
literally. But the key to all of this to me, paparazzi, the key to the whole life experience is to put yourself in position where you're not doing nothing you don't want to do.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I say put yourself in a position to do nothing but make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. And that's and everybody else around you. If we all put each other in positions to just make good decisions, then we can really do some things.
We're
You know
gonna
what I'm
be
saying?
good.
That uneven thought of. Not even thought of, but it's like you thought it was probably pretty uh, we were incapable of making it happen. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
you watch other people do the intangible world. People are building spaceships personally. You know what I'm saying? Like cats are going to be are billionaires now. You know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
they didn't start off like that.
Mm-mm.
But like I said, everybody got 24 hours, man. It's like, what are you doing with the time that you have,
Yeah. And the human mind is a motherfucker. Like if you can
man?
manifest something in your brain, it's almost amazing how it can happen. And you have to keep going. Cause I know people because going through this journey, like this creative journey, this past 4 years for me, I'm a working dude. I'm 41 from 17 to 36, 37. I punched the clock and I was happy about it. I was good at any job that I had. That's all that I knew. But I know a lot of people. That's why I try my best to read stuff, make sure I continue, because I know a lot of people, paparazzi, who are great at things, whatever said thing may be. But 12 months in, 9 months in, 18 months in, they said, "Nah, I'm good. I got to
Right,
work. I got to work this overtime. I got a baby on the way." Like all real life shit, but they gave it up. And then I talk to them now and they say, "Man, 4 years ago, if I would have never stopped doing that, you know where I would be now?"
right.
And I'll be thinking, like, you're right. Because
And
it's just putting one foot in front of the other. You know what I mean?
I see that like I just remember being at the job when I first started doing this, and all I could do was work nights and things of that nature. And I would get the call like, "Hey, bro, you want to go on tour? We got this pop up." Nah, I gotta go to work. Hey,
Mm.
bro, I remember like for the longest being in St. Louis. When you think about St. Louis, who's the first person you think about in St. Louis?
Nelly, St. Louis,
That
St.
was
Lunatic.
Nelly. You know what I'm saying? That was like the one cat. Like for the first, I've been out here for 14 years. 13 years, I was the one St. Louis celebrity that I've never had the opportunity to even be around, be in the same room or anything. And I remember everybody was asking, like, even when I moved out here, like, you met Nelly yet? I was like, nah. I remember being at work when Nelly came back to shoot a music video, like a big one with a local artist here. And all my homies was hitting me, "Hey, bro, yeah, you need to get out here, man." Like I'm sitting in the parking lot, heated, yeah. Like they're like, "Man, you need to be out here. So and so's out here, man. We turned it up. Listen to him. Watch this, man." Like I'm sitting there watching him on Facebook. I'm just like, I know I gotta be back at work. I'm sitting there watching I'm on break. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to sneak it just to see what's happening. I'm like, man, I gotta go back in the world, man. You know what I'm saying? Nothing worse than that. It's like the worst feeling ever, dog. I feel like the whole world is moving by. And I can't, like, I used to, and I'll never do it again, but I used to try to like relate it to like slavery or like jail or something like that. It ain't that bad, you know what I'm saying? Having a job and being able to actually work for a decent company, that's a blessing, because
It
it's
is.
some people that can't even get through that front door. Some people
Very
can't even
true.
get past the application. You
Very
know what I'm
true.
saying? So just to have options, that's a blessing. But it's like, I always say with anything, man, it's like it's an elevator, you know what I'm saying, or it's an escalator, you know what I'm saying, depending on how you want to take it. You can go straight up
Mm.
to the top, or sometimes you can take that jump and take the slanted route. Maybe you get off on the floor here and you walk around, and then you get back on, go up again, and you know what I'm saying, until you get to where you want to go. But as long as we elevating, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, rising up past where it is that we started, and have a goal, have something that you want. You know what I'm saying? Like it might not, like for instance for me, like I wanted to be the biggest rapper of all times in Tupac. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't have told me nothing else. I used to be in my room practicing, listening to all different music, and I started writing my own music, and it was just like, that's what me and Mofo met each other at, you know what I'm saying, in school, through music, and just being out there hustling and stuff like that, man. You know what I'm saying? And it was just, you couldn't have told me nothing. I got a group of cats together from all over the country. We had a group together, man. We was doing some nice things, but just didn't have the proper leadership. You know what I'm saying? And when you're young, growing up, everybody don't know how to humble themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Including myself. You know what I'm saying? Life is a humbling process when you gotta
Yes, sir.
start over sometimes. You know what I'm saying? From the bottom up. You know what I'm saying? And build it back up, and then start back over. Like, it teaches you. One thing I say, like, if it don't kill you, it just gives you extra little thickness on your skin. You know what I'm saying? That you can bounce back and kind of and prevail through whatever else comes to you. Because
Mm-hmm.
I say, like, losing my brother was the hardest thing in life that I had to ever go through. But you know what? That was the hardest thing in life I ever had to go through.
Mm.
Everything else after that, you know what I'm saying? Whether it was once I got kind of out the matrix and was like, even with the job, if they want to fire, like, I'm gonna do my best. But if they want to let me go, I'm gonna build something up where I can survive regardless of the scenario. You know what
That's
I'm saying? I ain't got to rob nobody to do it.
mm-hmm.
I ain't got to sell no drugs to kill nobody. Do nothing other than what God blessed me to do. You know what I'm saying? Just keep
Damn.
building on that. And then I get to deal with all my peoples, like all my clientele is that look like us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
that
So
something?
it's like
Yeah.
just watching that, all the businesses that come up, the small businesses, big businesses, like it's a blessing, man, to help not just myself, but to help other people, you know, expand what they're trying to do in their dreams, and,
Mm-hmm.
and help them bring that to life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To be an
definitely.
asset instead of a liability.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I was just touching on your brother, because for me, bro, losing my mom, my dad died at 8, mom at 19. I was much closer to my mother. But what that did for me, paparazzi, losing my mother at 19 years old, it it created a barometer of pain. Like it gave me the biggest perspective about problems and dealing with things. And you
Right,
said it, you the first person I ever heard phrase it the same way I think. After losing my mom, I was like, there's nothing that can hurt me. There
man.
isn't something that can happen in this life. Y'all talk about gas money. Y'all talk about flat tire. Y'all talk about losing your job, losing your girl. What we talking about? Pick the life, pick the problem that happens in life. That shit ain't finna affect me like that. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and figure it out.
I'm just deal with it. I'm gonna
I'm gonna
make
just
it.
deal
I'm
with it.
gonna make it work. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no point. Like, I'm not gonna act like you don't get frustrated.
Of
You know
course.
what I'm saying? Like, we're all human,
Yes.
but it's like either you did or you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no apologies. Ain't none of that. Because apology just an example for an excuse for a mistake. You know
That's
what I'm
deep right there.
saying? Like,
An
and it
example
just
for
gives
an
you
excuse.
another, and it gives you another opportunity for an excuse down the line to make another mistake. Like the plan. You don't want to. I don't want to apologize to nobody. No offense, because
Damn.
I'd rather just have the situation handled.
Damn.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
deep.
Like saying sorry is just pretty much being sorry.
My mom, boy, man, look, boy, you preaching. My mom used to always tell me, I used to do some little stupid shit around the house, and I'd be like, I'm sorry. What you ain't sorry.
Like, yeah,
You ain't
like
you ain't
what?
no sorry person. What you telling me
Like
sorry for? And it didn't compute. You know what I mean? But later on in life, I knew exactly what she meant.
I put it to you like this: my pop said, "Don't major on the minors."
Hmm.
So it's like, don't put big time on little things.
Hmm.
Cause they ain't gonna help you. Ain't gonna help you get to where you need to go to. And
Mm-hmm.
the grasshopper, you know what I'm saying? Grasshopper played all summer. Ant sat there stacking up, making sure the tunnel was straight.
Ain't
Making
that
sure
true?
we got
Yeah.
food, all of that. You know what I'm saying? Wintertime come, what happened? You know what I'm saying? One thing we know, at least out in the East Coast, when wintertime come, it get cold.
Hmm.
It's snowy. You know what I'm saying? You better be prepared. You better be ready to bundle up. If not, the elements will get to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that's a little piece of life too. It's like, man, we spend all of our time, concentrating on the things that don't get us to where we need to be at. You're gonna wake up tomorrow. That's my biggest fear, dog. To be a shoulda, coulda, woulda, dog.
Man, it's funny you say that because when you was talking about like just chasing your dreams and everything you have to do, I always tell myself, paparazzi, the worst feeling I can have in this whole life experience is if I get to the point where I know it's the end and I'm thinking in my mind, damn, I should have did this. Damn, why didn't I do that? Well, to me, that's gonna be the most hurtful feeling and this could be with anything, my business, my children, the people are anything I need to do because my wife owns a funeral home.
Mm.
So I'm there a
You
lot,
see
like
it when it's over, it's
doing
over.
doing notaries, doing all kind of in any way I can help out. So I help her out too. But the biggest thing I'm seeing is it's 17-year-olds in there, it's 72-year-olds in there, it's 35-year-old, and you can pick the way somebody can die. I didn't seen it. So this for me, because I use everything as inspiration, I use everything as motivation. I'm in
Mm.
there like I gotta get it. I gotta get it because I see,
Now,
and because I'm there, I'm like a big obituary observer because I always
right.
live
You
in
want
my
to see what
life.
type of life they lived while they were here.
Some people, man, I'm happy we talking about this. Some people, the obituary talks about loving your kids. This is a great thing. He was a great father. This is good. He worked at the mill for 42 years. I can't hate that. Like that was solid money. He enjoyed fishing. He enjoyed gambling. Like they go over what you did. Some people, the ones I love the most, it be like 4 pages, 5, 6 pages long.
Right, like they
He
grew up
started this.
here, went to the military, joined the band here, raised these kids, went over here, helped out this church, went on this missionary trip. Like it just keeps going. Or like they probably almost be like a book. You know what I'm saying?
You
Like
can only have that book if you did
if you
something.
did it, man. Like I put it to you like this. My boy said, man, rest in peace, Q, man. He said, die with memories, not dreams. And he passed away 2 weeks later playing basketball. Rest in peace, Q.
Damn.
I had to tell him. I remember when he told it to me. We was in the studio with my man. I was like, "Nah, you gotta hold on. Let me put my camera together. I ain't my camera right." I'm like, "You gotta say that
Oh,
one
you
more time,
recorded him
bro."
saying it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm like, "You
Oh,
gotta say that one more time, bro. I gotta hear that." And this is like maybe a couple weeks before I quit my job. You know what I'm
damn.
saying? He was just like, "Bro, you gotta die with memories, not dreams."
That should be on a damn shirt,
I
paparazzi.
was
That's
like, "What?" I'm like, "Huh?" Like when I say like memory check, put that one up in the rafters. Like, yeah, dog. Like that was one of the realest statements. He just playing basketball. Not even 2 weeks later, just collapsed on the court.
you know what I
That
mean?
was
Because
it.
I try my best to work out and I'm not like a vegan or some health nut, but I'm conscious. You know what I mean? I don't want to eat McDonald's all the time, or I'm gonna be conscious of my health as much as I can.
Right.
But we don't know, bro. We don't
As a
know.
black man, you already
I
know,
know healthy
man.
people that didn't drop dead. I know motherfuckers who was on crack for 50 years
And
and they still alive.
survived and look young as a mug. As soon as they cleaned up, they like dropped like 30 years.
You know what I mean?
It's just, I mean, and like I even say with the whole COVID situation, like it's about how your body internalizes it. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously, there's no getting away from it. Like I know, like for instance, my folks, they've been in I haven't been in my parents' house in like 3 years. So
Oh,
whenever this joint first, what is it, 22 now? So what it started
oh,
19,
yeah,
20? Yeah, so like that was the last time. You know what I'm saying? Because like out of protection for them, because I'm in a lot of different places. Like I'm not
yeah.
going to even expose you. But you know what? My pop still messed around and got COVID. And he
Oh,
like they that all they do go to the grocery store and that's it. That's the grocery store and home for like 2 years. They're like hermits. They don't even go to church no more. You know what I'm saying?
damn.
Like so I'm like, it just affects anybody depending on how your body is. You know what I'm saying? What your body is built up to, and I'm sure there are different strains and all of that. It's
Of
like
course.
a combination. Like if you get the wrong combination of that situation, then it can take you up out of here. But where did it come from? It just 2019. Now we got a COVID-19. Like that's a whole nother story. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? That's a whole nother
I
story.
feel you. I know
But
exactly where you're going. I feel you, bro.
yeah, man, it's deep and like you just gotta really put yourself in a position to just make good decisions. Like every day is not promised. You know what I'm saying? That's the one thing, like, treating every minute that you have, preciously. Cause it's just like, man, there's so many cats that wish they could get that. That wish they could come back for just a minute and
Yeah.
just to see it, just to talk to somebody, you know what
You
I'm
know
saying?
what I mean? And none of us know how this is going to end. I mean, if you a believer in God and everything, some of us believe you go to you go through some pearly gates. Some people don't believe that, but me personally, I don't know. So I'm gonna live this thing out. I'm gonna do whatever I need to do. Now, some people I know say, you're gonna die one day, so just live it up. So this may lead to you just being hella
I
reckless.
mean,
And I think
YOLO was just, I mean, like you have your moments where you want to just enjoy life, but
yes.
you can't just live life. Like I said, it goes back to, you know, putting people in position to make good decisions. You still, even when you living only once, you got to make good decisions because
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like, I'm a Christian. I believe, you know what I'm saying? Like believing in Christ.
Mm-hmm.
They died for our sins. Like you
Mm-hmm.
go to heaven, but I believe it's more than just that. Like you still gotta enact and do the right things as well. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not. It's more than just I'll say worldly laws and rules that we. Some things are spiritual that you just inherit that you just know you're supposed to do.
Yep. Very
Like
true.
I'm not supposed to run down on you and try to take from you and steal from you and hurt you and harm you. That's something that I should like inherently know. And most
Yes.
people that do it, you know what I'm saying? It's a reason behind that. You talk
Yes.
to anybody that's really going through things. Like when I used to work at the group homes, you talk to some of these kids, and the things that they go through, and then you really delve down into it, and it's just, oh, you had situations that happened to you. It was things that took place to you that allowed you to think up is down and down is up.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? The
Yep.
mind, mental health, I don't think we talk about that enough in the community either. Like
Yeah.
mental health is major. Even doing this type of work, like it gets taxing like every day, like go from a concert to a club to a birthday party to a funeral to a wedding to, and anything and everything between all the time.
Because
Not just shooting these events, but then coming home and putting them back together and editing them and and making sure that they're right. You
mm-hmm.
know what I'm saying? Like that all takes time, and it's like back to back to back to back to back. Sometimes it's like it's hard to even come up for oxygen. You know what I'm
It
saying?
definitely. No, I can only
But
imagine.
it's a blessing at the same time because you can look at it like I don't have no time, But then you can look at it like, you remember when you was working that job that you hated, you know what I'm saying? And you was watching everything else pop off and you were stuck doing something that didn't have nothing to do with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always felt like if I build paparazzi up, you know what I'm saying? Even if like when my son get old enough, like and I'm not around, if you don't want to take pictures and videos, that's fine, sell it. And make a good decision with whatever you do.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it's about, man. Putting the next generation on to in a better way than we were. So then that way, like, you know, we can start getting the rotation in the right direction.
Yep. And that's, I think you speaking to something that's powerful, because you mentioning how working for yourself is a thankless job at times, and it's so many different so much different energy you taking in. Like this, doing this is the same thing. Talking to so many people, being around so many people, dealing with the highs and lows of their situation. Because you just said going from a funeral to a concert, that's a drastic difference in the energy in the room. You know what I mean? And you
Right.
got to be able to manage it. Then you got to relive it when you
Gotta
come
put it
home.
all back together
You
again.
gotta, yeah,
You know
that's
what I'm
actually
saying?
reliving it. You know what I mean? Like I always
Yeah.
say, everything is two-sided. Like sometimes when we look at somebody getting killed, we look at the person who's dead is no longer with us, and that's sad.
You
And
ain't
in
thinking
the
about the
family,
family that's still here.
check it out, so check it out, paparazzi. The family and the dude who pulled the trigger, he
Right.
living with it too.
Right.
Everybody dealing with that energy gotta siphon it and gotta put it in a mind and put it out to the world somehow. That's why, like you said, mental health, especially in our community, I do videos about this all the time.
Mm.
Most of us should go sit down and talk to somebody. Talking to a third party who don't know you and can't judge you can be a beautiful thing at times, just to uncover things, just to get things off your chest. We grow up, a lot of us, with so much trauma and dysfunction that we actually think this shit is normal. If you grew up
Right.
with just a mama and she was on drugs and you didn't have food in your house, that's dysfunctional. And you could be dealing with something. I don't care how successful you became or where you live at now or none of that. You could be
That's
dealing
still
with something.
affecting you.
It's still affecting you, bro. And
And
this is,
that's a big difference. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Like that mental health, like being like what's in your mind. That's the difference in you being successful and literally being a serial killer. You know what I'm saying? I'm blaming everybody else. Everybody else gotta go. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like, or like, no, everybody else is in the way. Let me do what I can do to elevate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then bring some other people up. Like
Mm-hmm.
you just gotta if you can't figure it out for yourself, allowing somebody else to kind of dig in and identify those things, and you have to be willing. You can go to shrink and all of that all day, but if you ain't willing to take the advice and the help,
Mm,
you have to be receptive. You know what I'm saying, to those
mm.
situations too. So that's
That's
the
very
thing,
true.
man. It's a just like this conversation. It's a two-way street. You know what I'm
Always.
saying?
Yep. Well, I appreciate you coming on the show, bro. I had some other stuff I was gonna ask, but we was just rolling, man. Like when
Oh,
the
it's all
conversation
good.
get good, you gotta just, you know what I mean? You gotta just stick with it. So I appreciate everything you doing, man. And I wish you the bottom of my heart, brother, I wish you so much success, man. So you can set your family up. And like you said, you made a good point. My son can say, I want to take pictures, or he can say this whole conglomerate, I don't want to be involved in this, but I'm gonna have a leg up when I go out and do whatever business I want to do or whatever I'm thinking about doing, even just watching you. That's something we gotta pay attention to too sometime, paparazzi. Just watching you grind for yourself, that's a certain level of admiration he gonna have for you. Where he can say, you know what, I don't want to take pictures, but I'm gonna go over here and do this on my own,
Right.
like my pops did. So we need to be the example that we want to see in the world. So I appreciate you coming on the show today, brother. Tell everybody your website, man. Tell everybody about your company and your website real quick.
Well, it's Paparazzi Media. That is PAPARAZ media.com. Uh Paparazzi with one Z, no I. We capture the moment, make it last forever. It's Paparazzi Media on Gmail, Paparazzi Media on Facebook, YouTube, Paparazzi Media, everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
We're just here to really make sure the good times last forever, man. So if I can share anything else, other than that, like that's the main thing I want to let you know. When you're dealing with us, we want to make sure that moment is your moment. And if you could look at it 20 years from now and still shed a tear or crack a smile or, elicit that emotion from that day, that's what we want to be able to bring to you. So that's what we're here for. Reach out to us on any of those social media websites or online access, and we look forward to working with you soon.
Definitely. We appreciate this, brother, for stopping through. Everybody, do me a favor, man. Please go to the Melanated Convo on YouTube and subscribe. Everybody who's listening to me on all of the digital platforms, the digital side of things has been picking up lately. So if you're on Spotify, Overcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, all of these different places you can find digital podcasts, please rock with your boy, man. We go continue to having these conversations. Sometimes we be inundated with negativity in our community and people who be on some clickbait shit and people who be on some attention shit, but we gonna dispel all that with this platform, family. We gonna keep it real on here and talk to our people about everything that's going on. We ain't gonna be salacious. We ain't gonna come at you with no drama. There's gonna be real shit that we can use. You feel me? So this has been another episode of the Melanated Convo podcast. This is your brother Harrison. Shout out to the brother PAPARA-Z. Go to his website, man. This brother shoots some the videos, the photography. This is a professional, family. You feel me?
Appreciate that, man.
This is a professional. We're gonna keep rocking out, man. This has been another episode of the Melanated Convo podcast.